My fellow Helldivers, we now have a mech to call our own. The EXO-45 Patriot exosuit is here, and boy do I have some juicy findings for you. Strap in as I reveal many hidden mechanics and secrets on the exosuit, as I have spent every second since it unlocked pushing its capabilities to the max to find out exactly how it fares on the field of battle. So let's start with the basics, assuming you haven't jumped into one of these yourself yet. Firstly, you will find it under the robotics workshop. It costs 20,000 requisition and unlocks at level 25. This may seem like a minor thing, but for me it even has a really fun call-in input. Left down, right up, left down, down. It's just a big circle on your keypad with 2 downs. I love it. I don't know why, it's just so satisfying. Anyway, time for secret number 1. As you are calling this down, your extraction shuttle will drop it off for you, and as the extraction shuttle is delivering the exosuit to you, it will also be shooting enemies for you just like it does at the extract. As you can see in this clip, it is obliterating a charger for me. So if a few of you are calling in exosuits at the same time, imagine all of your shuttles just melting bile titans and hulks for you. This already is such a great added bonus to this stratagem. Once you do get inside it, it has 14 rockets and 1,000 machine gun ammo. Neither of these last anywhere near as long as you would like, but over the next few minutes, let me talk you through the capabilities of this ammo, what it will penetrate, what it won't penetrate, and how to get the absolute most out of it. Let's start off with the machine gun. This is really good for mopping up waves of enemies, both bugs and bots alike. It has very light armor penetration and will penetrate the armor of the likes of hive guards and devastators, but it won't pierce the carapace of chargers, nor will it go through the likes of heavy devastators' shields. But nonetheless, this is a very powerful machine gun, extremely rapid fire, and it will mow down swarms of enemies so damn fast. However, let me quickly tell you about a few of the shortcomings of this mech, a few of the negatives, before we move on to its melee capabilities and the rockets. Firstly, you cannot call in stratagems or use equipment. This includes grenades and backpacks. As you can see, when I have the guard dog rover equipped, the rover will sit on top of the mech with me, but it won't actually do anything. So you literally are using the mech and just the mech, nothing else. Due to this, it can potentially leave you quite vulnerable because it isn't as tanky as it first seems. It doesn't take long before it starts smoking, and when it starts smoking, it loses certain capabilities and functionality. It will even be one-shot by a charging charger. Also, please be aware, ammo does not replenish. There is no way to recall it in, and you can't ask for it to be ferried around the battlefield. So on very large maps, be very careful where you call this in, because it's kind of a one-use item until it runs out of ammo or health, and then you're done, and you have completely lost access to one of your 4 stratagems. Obviously, at the moment, that's not the worst thing in the world, because we all get this stratagem for free. This is an additional stratagem on top of our other 4. However, once this welcome bonus, if you want to call it that, goes away, it will take up one of your 4 slots. So just be aware that once it's gone, it's gone. Also, the exosuit cannot jump or dive in any way, and its strafe, its weird crab walk, is very slow. So it is very hard to navigate it out of sticky situations should it get ganked by enemies. Another annoying bug that also happens even not in the exosuit is if you try to use the map and ping the map, you will start to shoot your weapons. The same as accidentally throwing your stratagems and grenades if you've got them equipped when you try and use the map. So at least on keyboard and mouse, don't try and ping the map in your exosuit because you will waste your already very limited rocket supply. Before I talk about the power of the rockets and the last few secret uses of this suit that you might not know about, let me go more in depth into its health. With the new and improved buffed Punisher shotgun, it took around 15 shotgun blasts to the face before it exploded, so it's reasonably tanky. However, one impact grenade killed it immediately, and as I mentioned earlier, so does a charger charge. So it can soak up a hell of a lot of light attacks, You can have hunters and scavengers nibbling at your feet for minutes before it starts to exhibit any signs of damage, but big attacks will melt it very, very fast. For this reason, especially against bots where you've got rocket raiders and rocket devastators, I strongly recommend always trying to have this shielded by a shield generator. Because as I say, once it's gone, it's gone. But now that we've talked about its shortcomings, let me tell you more about the insane power of the rockets that this thing comes equipped with. The actual damage that the rockets output is slightly higher than a grenade launcher. As you can see in a few of these clips, it's taking out hive guards and brood commanders in 2 to 3 shots, depending on how direct my hit is. And initially, that made me feel like these rockets weren't all that powerful. That is, until I took it against the bots. And you will see that its rockets absolutely devastate even the most armored of enemies. One rocket devastates a cannon tower. And as you probably know, these cannon towers took 4 to 6 railgun blasts pre-patch. The fact that one rocket will blow this up is insane. Then I noticed a tank was shooting at me. I wasn't even able to hit the tank in the weak spot round the back. I literally just blasted 3 rockets into the turret and it was dead. 3 rockets. That means if you are efficient and accurate, the exosuit can nearly solo 5 tanks with just its rockets alone. Therefore, if you haven't already put 2 and 2 together, definitely save the rockets for high value, high armor targets. It penetrates friggin' everything. So even though against medium targets such as hive guards and heavy devastators, the rockets aren't the most damaging thing in the world, because of the literal infinite amounts of armor penetration that they have, they are effective against every single target in the game. Now, I said I was also going to talk to you about the melee functionality. As you are walking along, you will automatically deal damage to tiny little enemies. For example, you can walk over scavengers and hunters, and you will just squish them under your giant feet. However, pressing the melee button will also make your mech kick. It's not the most powerful thing, but in a pinch, if enemies are too close for you to hit with either of your weapons, it will 2-shot warriors and light automatons. However, please be aware that when your mech is on 50% health or less and it starts smoking, you will no longer be able to melee. It loses this functionality. And also, this is the point where you might want to think about maybe jumping out soon, because it's going to explode and kill you both. For the most part, as long as you are fully aware of its shortcomings and not thinking this is going to make you some overpowered, unstoppable killing machine, in the right situation, it can be exactly that. It can destroy. This is easily going to make up for the nerfs we've had to some of the really big weapons, particularly the railgun. Because as you have seen multiple times throughout this video, if you're using the Patriot exosuit strategically and not being too frivolous with your cooldowns, this can really help you turn the tide of any battle. In summary, what I envision with a really good team of 4 is at all times, one of you will have the exosuit, with the other 3 protecting its flanks and its blind spots to make sure it can't get ganked. This is going to be able to snipe any big threats, because the rockets have seemingly endless range and their trajectory is completely accurate and on point, no matter the distance. So as long as you keep this alive, it's going to melt Bile Titans, tanks, mortar turrets, whatever you may encounter. As with all things in this game, we are fighting for democracy. We are a team, and that is reflected in this stratagem. It works as an individual mech, it's great, but as part of a team, it can make you unstoppable. Now that you know the ins and outs of the EXO-45 Patriot exosuit, go forth and spread managed democracy to the far reaches of the galaxy for Super Earth. And with that, my friends, all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.